not the circumstances you would have wanted, but how proud are you to be leading your country into these 3 games?
Well, of course, Rob, I've had the privilege of playing for my country as well, and an extremely proud moment. So, as being part of the team now, the coaching setup since last autumn, since last September, we've got, good coaches, good staff, and it's easy to keep that momentum going then.
Because you said when you were captain in 2005, that was the highlight of your career. Maybe this will take it past it.
Yeah, it's a situation that we got to get on with, and of course it's a proud moment to be part of the setup. Like I said, stepping up with Ryan last September was something that I really enjoyed, and then was offered to come up permanent, and whether it be caretaker, manager, assistant, it's a proud moment, whatever.
You said in the week that this would be Ryan's team. What did you mean by that, Rob?
No, with regards to the squad and the camp, nothing changes. We're in such a good place at the minute. We're in a good place with regards to coming into these last 2 qualifiers. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. There's momentum coming into this camp. It's important against the USA that we keep that momentum going, and then we set ourselves up nicely then for 2 tough games, 2 tough qualifiers. But we know the rewards that are there at the end of it. So what I meant by that was, it'll continue to be Ryan's squad, and we just oversee things on camp to get us through these 3 games with a friendly.
Purely on football, have you been in touch with him this week? Will he have some part to play in picking the team? Yeah,
there's amongst all the staff, we'll have our input, we'll have our say, and of course, I know he's a phone call away. If I need a chat, if I need to talk about anything that's been brought up on camp, and all the staff feel the same. But like I said, we've got Albert alongside me as well, and Tony Roberts and Tony Strudwick. So we've got the same staff that we've had all throughout the campaign. So it's been a good camp so far.
Because different circumstances, but you saw David Moyes sort of being at home and on the phone during games or whatever. Is that something you're going to look at for these 3 matches?
No, Ryan will have access to the games. Of course, he will, like any of us. But I think it's important that while we're there at the game, that we just focus on the game. And there's enough experience, Rob, with the coaching staff to be able to go get through these, the 3 games. And like I said, then if we need some input or a conversation about anything, we know that he's a phone call away.
So practicalities, the subs will be yours, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll have conversations before the game, and we'll try to anticipate, maybe how things are going to go. Because yes, it's a great game for us at USA to keep the momentum going, but we also got to have one eye on Sunday's game against the Republic, and then obviously the following game against Finland. So yeah, there'll be a plan in place, and hopefully that goes to plan, and we'll have minutes in mind for certain players as well.
And how much of a stamp have you put on things yourself during training, Rob, this week?
No need. It's been a tremendous, since I was involved a year last September, Rob, I've been really impressed with the environment in which has been created by Ryan and the coaching staff. So to come into that, there's nothing is changing. It's, there's no coincidences to the success that we've had in recent months. Putting ourselves into a great position to not only win our group, but to win the league and get promoted into League A. That's been down to the hard work that's been done in the last couple of years. So there's nothing to change. I just come into this and oversee the camp. And like I said, up to now, the boys have been absolutely tremendous, and their attitude is second to none. We've had 2 great sessions on the grass, and I can't question their attitude and commitment to the cause. Yeah.
Gareth Bale fit, and is he ready to play 3 games if required, or are you thinking a different team for the USA to the other 2 games?
Yeah, like I said, it's still something we're considering, because we've now got a fully fit Gareth Bale. I've had a conversation with him, and he is raring to go, and he is fighting fit, and the team selection will be decided. But like I said, we will also have one eye on the 2 qualifiers, which are really important for us.
Is this the first time you've seen him, last couple for me, the first time you've seen him absolutely fully fit in the time you've been there, do you think?
Yeah, probably. If I'm honest, since I've been involved with the camp, with the squad, I think it's the first time that he's been at a club where he's seems to be enjoying his football and his training more so, and he looks fit, he feels fit. So it's good to have a fully fit Gareth Bale involved in the squad.
And just finally, the news of the vaccine coming through this week. In your view, how does that affect preparations for the Euros? Does it make it more likely now? Are you more optimistic with the news of a vaccine that the Euros will be able to go ahead next summer?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding it, but it's definitely positive news. Of course it is. If we can potentially see an end to this nightmare that we live in, of course, we want the fans back involved. We've got 3 home games, and wow, would we love to have our supporters there? Absolutely. It has had an impact on it. There's still a lot of uncertainty with regards to the Euros next year. So, of course, we've got to take the positives from that. And if it can help that in any way and get supporters back through the gates and watching our games, then I'm all for it. Yeah.
Rob, wish you the best.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers.
Okay, thank you. Beth Fisher.
Hey, Rob. All right, Beth from ITV. Last camp was tough, all those away games. Relief that it's all happening in South Wales?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough camp. It's unusual to have 3 away games, albeit, it was England and Ireland, but, still a lot of travelling, still a lot of organisation that needs to be done. It is nice to have 3 home games, but like I've just said, I touched on there with Rob that, we'd love our fans to be part of it. And that's the only downside to it. But with regards to the travel, yeah, there's obviously less of that, and we can base ourselves here in the Vale and enjoy the camp.
Looking to go to the Liberty, first time in 7 years. Thoughts on playing there? I know you obviously play for Cardiff City, so kind of go to the South Wales enemy, but also playing USA as well. Not known really for their soccer over there, but they'll be a threat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the first camp that I've had in 2020. They've not had a camp for a while now. It's the first get-together they've had. They've got 2 games. The manager, we know a little bit about. We know about his probably key principles and his philosophy and how he wants to play. It's going to be an extremely tough game. He's picked a squad predominantly European-based players for him to have an opportunity to see what he's got from the European player point of view. And we know it's going to be a tough game. They're going to come out and press high. They've got a manager who believes in wanting to play. So it's great preparation for us going into 2 tough qualifiers.
I spoke to Neil Harris a couple of weeks ago. He said about his players physically and mentally really kind of not struggling, but finding it quite difficult during this period because of COVID and games. How are the players on the camp? Is it kind of nice for them to get away from the club and have a different kind of scenery?
Well, I can only speak for myself when I was an international player, and it is nice to come away. It's a different environment. Certainly with what we're going through with the current climate with COVID. The demands on footballers are far greater at the moment because of the games they have to play. They're playing Saturday, Tuesday consistently. So for them to come away, certainly for the players at the clubs as well, to have a little bit of downtime now and not have that busy schedule. But speaking on behalf of the players, the environment in the camp has been great again. And they look like they're enjoying it. And when they cross the white line onto the pitch, I've been really impressed with their work rate and application to what we're asking them to do.
Last question from me. I was just in Mourinho as a chat. Have you kept Albert away from Gareth?
Yeah. Well, we've got Joe Rodon, don't forget, and Ben Davies. So we've had Tottenham players involved in the squad now for a couple of years, and we've got his 3 players, and of course he's going to show an interest. But Albert's been involved with the Welsh setup for a couple of years as well, so there's never been any issues. So no problems there at all.
Awesome. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, diolch. Keith Downey.
Yeah, hi Rob, it's Keith Downey from Sky Sports here.
Hiya.
Hi. Just going on from what you said there, have you spoken to Jose at all? Because I think he said before the last couple of matches he spoke to Ryan Giggs about the Spurs players. Have you spoken to him?
No. There's a plan that we have for Gareth, no different to any other player. If players are coming in, having played on the Saturday and a Monday, they'll do a second-day recovery. We've got a medical team around us that are second to none, in my opinion. We've if we have players play on the Sunday, they'll be off the grass on a Monday, second day recovery Tuesday. The plan, we have a template in place that any player coming in, if they've got individual plans that they have themselves, of course we'll adhere to that as well. So from our point of view, there's been no communication, but we've got a plan to get the players fit, ready for the games in a sensible manner, and it's been no different over the years, and we'll continue to do that.
Is it disappointing for you from a personal level when I suppose you're trying to get your feet under the desk, you're trying to get used to this new role, and Josie's obviously coming out and being quite strong in what he's saying there. He's saying that we don't want to destroy all the hard work of the last few months. Is that difficult for you?
No, not at all. I can empathise with what he's saying. I've been a club manager myself, and albeit I didn't have too many players leave for international duty, but I can empathise. We're borrowing his players to come and play for Wales. So absolutely, of course, we're going to look after them. But we've got one of the best medical teams in the country, and we trust in what they do is in the best interest for the players to get them fit. We're not going to undo any work that's been done at club level, and that's irrespective whether you're Gareth Bale or whoever. We trust that what we deliver is elite sport and elite preparation for the games, and so that's what I stand with it, and I totally sympathise, or I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah. I don't know. You obviously touched on it with Ben there about what he said about Albert. Do you have any response to that?
No, Albert's been part of this setup for a couple of years. We've had Ben Davies involved for a couple of years. So no, nothing, no response to that at all. We'll go about our business to get the players in the best physical shape and preparation to get them fit for games, and we have done over the years, and we'll continue to do that.
On a personal level, you must be enjoying this last week. How much of an opportunity is it for you?
Well, the wheels are in motion because of the groundwork that Ryan's put in and the staff have put in the last couple of years since Ryan's tenure, and I've been involved since the year last September, since last autumn's campaign. I've been really impressed with not only the professionalism, but the environment that's created in camp. It's probably the closest I've felt to being at club level, and that's hard to do that. When you want to get them for certain camps throughout the year, it's hard to achieve that, but we got that. And so for me to come in, the momentum's already there. We're in good spirits, we're in good form. So it's a friendly that we're looking forward to against the USA, but we also got to have one eye on the two qualifiers coming up. And we've put ourselves in a great position to not only finish top of our group, but finish top of the league and potentially get promoted. So with 2 games left, we're in a good position, and that's thanks to what Ryan has done in the past and the work the staff have done to put us in this position. So there's no changes to be made. We just keep the momentum going.
Yeah, you definitely sound very positive about everything, and rightly so. But has Ryan's absence at all this week affected preparations? Has anything done differently at all?
Nope, absolutely not. We addressed the players to start with, and the staff, and I've been nothing but impressed of the training. I mentioned it in a meeting last night. We filmed training yesterday. We delivered what we want to do against USA. We went and delivered it on the grass, and their attitude and application was second to none. It's exactly like it was when Ryan was on camp before. So there's no difference at all. And we've got a good group of players, and they're senior players as well. Good senior players that will make sure that standards are kept the same.
Last one from me, and apologies if you've already spoken about this already. Obviously, Aaron Ramsey not with you this time. I think he was originally selected, wasn't he? Then had to withdraw. What is the actual situation there with him?
Well, he went off injured, and they scanned him the next day. So he's got a muscle injury. So it's frustrating again. He's suffered quite a bit with his injuries, but of course he's going to be a miss. But he's a fantastic player, and like you said, he was originally in our squad, and it is frustrating. You hold your breath through the weekend. You don't want any more injuries. Thankfully, we've got through that unscathed. But with Aaron, it is disappointing because you want your best players around that, and he certainly falls into that category. But we've got strength in depth now. We've got other players that are more than capable of stepping up to the plate, and that's what we've had for this last few months. We've had to rely on the squad and the strength we've got in depth.
Thanks, Rob.
Pleasure, thank you.
Okay, come from Lawrence Hora.
Yeah, hiya, Rob. I hope you're well.
Hiya, all good.
You're good. Have you been practicing your team talk for tomorrow?
No, no, I'm not one to think about things. It's got to come from, you know, the heart. It's got to be sincere at the time. So no, like I said, the players' attitude have been spot on this last couple of days. So he's picking a team now to go and play in that USA game. But like I said, it's also having one eye on the game on Sunday, the qualifiers.
And you'll be sort of conversing with Ryan about picking that side, or is that going to be kind of yours and Albert's, I suppose, and your final say?
No, we'll all have an input. Absolutely, we'll all have an input in it. I know that if I need to speak to Ryan, he's a phone call away. So we've been with the players day in, day out. We've seen them train. So, you know, it'll be impossible to pick a team that you're not really having eyes on as well. So a lot of influence will come from within the staff that we've got here. So yeah, you trust in the staff. It's like I said, for the last couple of years, I've been really impressed. We've got good staff around us, and we'll pick a team to go and give ourselves the best chance to get a result tomorrow.
And Chris Gunter as captain, a proud moment, really proud moment for him. 98 caps. How important has he been? Well, over the last few weeks, really, also camps. Sorry, as he's not really been playing. He hasn't been playing at his club side, but now back playing and back in doing. How important has he been to that sort of that senior structure?
I spoke earlier about the senior lads we've got in the squad. You know, Balo's one of them. Chris Gunter's absolutely one of them. Ben Davis. You know, there's good senior pros in this changing room, and as a coach, as a manager, as an assistant, you need players like that to drive your standards forward as well. And they've certainly done that this week. And I'm pleased for Gunts, you know, not only to lead to captain your country and lead the boys out, but to get 98 caps is some achievement. I just had 2 minutes with him there and said, you know, I hope we spend a lot of time talking about that today, because he deserves the plaudits he gets and the credit, because he's a fantastic professional as well. It's been frustrating for him this last couple of years because he's not played the minutes he wanted. We've still involved him in the camps because we identify that he's a great lad to have around and you know, and still got minutes in his legs. And he's out now playing football week in, week out, so he's put himself in a good position.
Was there ever a thought of actually leaving him out of the camps when he wasn't playing?
Well, I can only speak for this camp, but no, since I've been involved the year last September, he's been involved, and like I said, you know exactly what you're going to get out from every training session. He demands high standards. It's an infectious attitude that rubs off on players. The younger players coming into the squad look up to those senior players, see how they conduct themselves as people, but see how they train on the pitch and the demands they expect and the standards they expect. So, yeah, good lad to have around.
And at the other end of the scale, are we likely to see a debut for Brennan Johnson, who seems to be making kind of really good strides forward at Lincoln at the moment?
He is. He's out. He's made that, for me, he's made the right decision to go and play competitive football, league football. He's scoring goals, and he's going to learn from having had that experience, and we will then eventually reap the rewards of that. So he's in the last couple of camps, he's been impressive. We like what we see. We identified it, you know, playing with the 21s and monitoring his development at Forest, and yeah, he's one that will definitely be in contention as well.
And just finally for me, we saw 3 centre-halves against Bulgaria. Is that kind of, are we likely to see that again tomorrow?
No, we don't know. We need to pick a team that's going to go and be competitive tomorrow and give us the opportunity to get a result and a performance to keep this momentum going. But like I said, we've also got one eye on the game on Sunday, the qualifiers. What it does do, it gives us options moving forward, whether we want to play 3, whether we want to go with a 4, knowing that we can, you know, convert to a 3 at any time. Rhys Norrington-Davis has come into the camp and played left wing back in the last game and give a good account of himself. So all we've done by that is given ourselves a good problem, because we now know that we've got a multitude of formations we can play to suit the players.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.
Pleasure.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take a couple of questions now from the written press.